Well, hello, Dentists. Angus Pryor here, creator of the Dental Profit System and #1 Amazon best-selling author, bringing you today's Marketing Monday, the weekly show designed to boost the marketing in your dental practice. Now, the topic for today is how to use McDonald's branding genius in your practice. And in a minute, we're going to have a look at exactly how to do that. But for the moment, as always, if you wouldn't mind, please type in a 1 if you're watching this live. I see some people tuning in now. And type in a 2 if you're watching this afterwards. I really appreciate that. Just type in a 1 if you're watching this right now, please. Hello, Rajesh. And type in oh, Robert, welcome. And type in a 2 if you're watching this afterwards. That's great. Hello, Tim. Okie dokie. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. You know, guys, I really appreciate that, that encouragement, support, just to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. Now, before we get into this, I need to tell you a little story. Recently, I was at home and my daughter's got a packet of chips. And I thought, oh, these look different. I've never seen these before. And they were Smith's Crisps. It's a pretty common brand in Australia. And I noticed that it said there was a new flavour that I'd not seen before, which was garlic bread. But here's the thing, and this is the inspiration for this whole message, is it was garlic bread flavour by Pizza Hut. So you've got a packet of Smith's Crisps, which has got a Pizza Hut thing there. And it just got me to thinking about using another company's branding and, brand equity to promote your practice. I want to give you another example and then we'll talk about how we do that in the dental industry. Now, of course, I talked about McDonald's branding genius. So let me ask you a question. At the moment, certainly in Australia, what is another brand that McDonald's is closely aligned with? And I reckon a copy of my book might be in order here. So if you can type in, at the moment, McDonald's is doing some co-branding with one other brand. Type in who it is, and whoever gets it right, they'll get a copy of my book. I suppose I've got Omar in the background here. I suppose we should play some elevator music. Is that right? Who is McDonald's doing branding with at the moment? If you see any ads from McDonald's at the moment in Australia, just type it in. I know one of you knows this. I'm going to give you a minute. Now, hello to everyone who's on the call. Really appreciate. Type in a 1 if you're watching live and type in a 2 if you're watching afterwards. Come on, guys. Who is McDonald's? Who are they co-branding with at the moment? We've got a 1. Hello, welcome, David. Some of you have seen McDonald's ads in Australia at the moment. And let's have a look. Okay. Yeah. Somebody says they need some McDonald's at the moment. Come on, let's have a look. Who is McDonald's branding with at the moment? When I tell you, you're going to kick yourself because you'll have seen it. I'll give you a little hint if you've got no idea. They've been branding with someone who, when you see the ad, an explosion happens and then the person wins something. That might be a little hint. What is that branding that they're doing at the moment? I'll tell you what, Omar, I'm going to get you to type in the answer, put these people out of their misery. We'll see how quickly that comes through. Because as soon as we get into that, then I can explain how this all applies to dentistry. Thank you to everyone who's typing in a 1. Congratulations, David Moffat. Oh, you won by the narrowest of margins. I've had 3 answers come in, and the correct answer is Monopoly. So my question today was how to use McDonald's branding genius in your practice. What McDonald's has done very cleverly, I think, and they've done this a number of times before. If you go and buy a Coke or whatever, you peel off the label, and under there is, Fleet Street or the Strand or whatever, and then there's a board that you stick it on, and then you can win stuff. But what McDonald's has done very cleverly is they've boosted their own brand with an additional brand. And it begs the question, how can you do that in dentistry? Now, the first way you can do that in dentistry Good guess, Rachna, but no cigar on this occasion. Yes, Coca-Cola, they would be someone they'd be co-branding with. So branding, that would be the first thing. And the second part would be partnership. The inference here is that they're using somebody else's brand to promote their practice. Well, you could do this in dentistry. Now, we did a few little examples here. What if you were to partner, thank you, Tim, correct answer, but too slow. What if you were to partner with a local gym, for example, and you could say, and we've just come up with an idea, what if we had the fitness first wellness check? So that could be a product that you could run like McDonald's. Maybe you run it for a couple of months and you promote it and you go and see Fitness First or whoever it happens to be and you say, I'll tell you what, for the next few months, let's run a Fitness First wellness check. As dentists, we know that the mouth is the window to the body, and so we'll create a check, which is, let's face it, basically a dental exam. And we'll create that check. It'll be the Fitness First wellness check. You get the boost of having a known brand there. And at the end of the appointment, you say, maybe you give them a little report that's got a bit of co-branding on it for their wellness check. And indeed, maybe, you speak to your local Fitness First people and they go, hey, and give them this voucher and they can get a free workout. Is that making sense? So the problem for most dental practices is your brand is frankly very poorly known. Most dental practices, except that they say, oh yeah, I go and see Dr. Blogs or whatever, most people in the public don't know that. And so this is a way of piggybacking on someone else's brand. So one example we gave was a gym. Another one, and maybe you could do it with like a restaurant, maybe like a sort of healthy choice restaurant, and you could have a healthy choice checkup. And again, you could have some kind of interplay, but you're using a brand that's known. The other one is if you use not so much a brand that's known, but an idea that's known. And we thought of the Dinosaur Kids Club checkup. And the idea is that you come to the dentist. If you've got a particularly outgoing dentist, you could get them wearing maybe a dinosaur kind of hat or something, or maybe they could have the dinosaur on their mask. The kids come and have what is regular dental checkup, but then they get from the local museum or whatever the case is, like a colouring in sheet. Maybe they could get a sticker, something that sort of brings that other branding to the experience where the kids go, no, I'm not just going to see the dentist, I'm going to the Dinosaur Kids Club. Hopefully this is making sense. It's the idea of branding, potentially partnering with another business or finding a way to brand some of your services because we want to get a boost from this someone else's brand. Second idea. What about something around charity? And the idea we had there was, what if you could have and we could call it something like this, the RSPCA charity checkup. So you're using some branding that's quite well known, and there'd be some others that you could use there. And you could do this on a certain day of the week. This could be for a month or a quarter or whatever. And it's the charity checkup. And at the end of the appointment, you could give them some literature. You could give them some, maybe they could get a sticker that says, I helped the RSPCA and have your logo on the bottom of. To give you an idea, a page of stickers, is nothing. I mean, you could print it all in-house yourself. You could have some literature, you could have something you give them which tells them about the RSPCA and indeed says how them coming to see you, how that benefits them. So that's another way where you're using somebody else's branding, and in this case it's a charity. Now the last idea that we came up with is licensing. A little known fact. Let's imagine, this is actually the lid to my coffee cup, but let's imagine for a moment that it's not. Let's imagine that this is a Mickey Mouse soft toy, literally Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse also means not true, it's not real, but anyway. Let's imagine this is literally a Mickey Mouse soft toy. And let's imagine that, what was the example? So we could have the the Mickey Mouse Tooth Club. Now, some of you at the moment are thinking, well, how can I do that? How can I use the Mickey Mouse if I don't own the intellectual property? But the fact is, if you are giving away, sorry, just got something. If you are giving away a Mickey Mouse item, then whoever has purchased the licensing for that item, I mean, have you ever noticed that in a like a catalog or something, that they can use that branding no problem? The fact is that whoever's produced this soft toy, they've already purchased that licensing, and there's no reason why you can't use it. So that as long as the Mickey Mouse Tooth Club, it's very clear that that is that they, as a result of being in this tooth club, that they're going to get a Mickey Mouse toy at the end of their appointment, then there's no issue with using that. So I hope that makes sense. So it's possible, whoever has purchased the licensing, because I can assure you, in the case of a soft toy, it isn't Disney manufacturing, it's somebody else's manufacturing. They purchased the licensing, and as part of those licensing rights, if you're giving away that soft toy, then you can mention Mickey Mouse. Can you imagine, from a kid's point of view, how much more attractive it would be to go to the Mickey Mouse Tooth Club than to go to the dentist? And there would be countless examples. So I hope that makes sense. How to use McDonald's branding genius in your practice. You could grab somebody else's branding, maybe do a partnership, reciprocal thing like with a gym or whatever the case may be. Borrow a charity's name. They'd love it. And we could have the RSPCA charity checkup. McDonald's is very good at that McHappy Day. Maybe you do something similar to that. Otherwise, straight out licensing, whether it's Mickey Mouse or whatever the case may be. Hope that makes sense. I know it's a lot of ideas there, but have a look and see if there's one of those you can use in your practice that could make a big difference. Because in my view, for most dental practices, the problem you face is your branding is basically unknown. And if you can piggyback with some other branding, by the way, I know you spend all day, every day in your practice, but I can assure you for most clients locally, they don't know your brand that well. Piggyback with another one and off you go. All right, well, I hope that makes sense. If you're in Brisbane or you're in Melbourne, we've got dental practice marketing plan.com.au. That's coming up in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Otherwise, for me, Angus Pryor, signing off. See you next time on Marketing Monday.